folks, Jonathan here, back to work on the hot rod. We're trying to get our water issue taken care of. And it wasn't the gasket, it was actually this pipe rusted out. So I just machined a piece out of here, and then I pressed it in, and then I cut it off. And I wanted to do that and press it in first so we didn't mess it up afterwards. So we've got this new piece pressed in. We're going to get this cleaned up. But as you can see, that's what was sticking out of it. Alright, we'll get her back on. Been having a little bit of a tough time. Weather's been pretty bad. It's cold and windy right now, but at least the rain is gone. But we got to work on getting this dash filled in. I think what we're going to do is, because of the weather the way it is, unless it just so happens to work out, because I know it's going to warm up toward the end of next week, unless it just works out perfect for me, we're just going to probably get some primer or some flat black or something on this thing and go ahead and get it on there and get the windshield made in. And I want to do the firewall, outside firewall checkerboard like they used to do back in the 50s, 60s, and that way if it's already done we can tape it off and paint the car the color that I want to paint it instead of the primer. Working pretty hard on the deck lid. You know, we've got body lines to get right. These hinges I bought, they were for a Triumph, I think a TR4 maybe, or 3, I don't know. But anyway, I did not realize they were not level. They actually sit in an angle. So I had to machine the bottoms of both of them. But I mean, didn't take long, worked out pretty good. I mean, we basically got the lid on and about where I wanted. I don't have it supported in the inside as good as I want. I've got the rail crossed here and across where the hinges bolt on. But a lot of little things to do, hammering, straightening out to get it right. But we will get it. Everything else is pretty much together on the body. We got the dash mounted in. Noah was working on it yesterday. And we'll get it all smoothed out where we want it. Make it look like it's supposed to be there. So love to use the console, but it's not going to be feasible in this narrow of a car. So we'll use that in something else. But anyway, that's where we're at on this. Alright folks, I'm working on the trunk lid again. I put some stops, actually welded in some corner pieces here and put some stops in, adjustable for height, so we can get that right. I do have the latch in, and I had the top part on, but I took it back off because I'm opening and closing it so much and it keeps latching every time I close it down. So I don't know if I'm going to hook it to a cable or hook it up to an electric solenoid. That's one of the reasons this is open here, is so I could do all this. Now this trunk lid I built different than the other one. The last one I built the frame first and then put the skin over it. This one I built the skin and then put the frame over it. So I don't know which way I like the best. Probably the other way, but you know, it's coming out either way. It's just a lot of aggravation, a lot of work. But I've got to do some more supporting inside, and you know, we got the hinges on and everything. I ran into an issue. You can see where we've got the skim coat Bondo, and this is probably, I guess, 16-inch thick, and it might get up to an 1/8, maybe a little less. But that black primer that we put on, nothing's sticking to it, so I got to beat a little bit more of this off because there's only one bad spot there where it had that. So get it off of there, and then we'll get back on trying to get everything finished up for this trunk lid here. But like I said, our stops are in, latch is on, and the only other thing is I'm going to have to come down through here to get to the gas cap. I'm thinking about maybe making a door that latches, you know, that comes up and down, and that way the trunk won't be open to the fuel tank, but you can go through, you've got to go through the trunk to get to the fuel tank. So we'll see how that works out. Anyway, I'm going to keep at it. It's rough. I'm having a rough time on this not smoking stuff. You know, I figured that it's been over a month. Matter of fact, let me see, tomorrow will be 5 weeks, and I honestly figured it would be a little, you know, farther along than what it is. You know, where I didn't constantly crave a daggone cigarette, and unfortunately it seems like it's gotten worse than than what it was, you know, the first week when I was done. So we're gonna keep at it. I mean, I'm gonna keep fighting it, but I'm having trouble keeping my mind on what I'm doing and keeping motivated and everything else. So you know, just bear with me here. You know, videos are probably going to be slow like they have been for a little while until I get, you know, get some stuff straightened out here. So, you know, one thing I'm not going to do is go back smoking. So anyway, let me get at it. Got the trunk lid adjusted pretty well. I like it. I like the way it's coming out. Got some supporting done in it, but my gap, we had some major trouble doing this last bend, and don't ask me why. I don't know whether it's measurements or what. Like I said, I'm having trouble keeping my mind right. But anyway, so bent it 2 or 3 different times, straightened it out, bent it, and you know, sort of got aggravated with it. But a lot of the problem was I'd already done the 90s on the sides, so I don't have a finger brake. So this is like 31 inches, and I was my dies are 6 foot, 72 inches. But now I've got a couple of short dies that I put together, but it wasn't long enough. So I tried to bend half and then the other half, and I was having some pretty big issues, and ended up getting it as close as I could get it and say to heck with it. But anyway, so by the time we got everything together and right, we've got a terrible gap. You know, it's 1/4 inch here, you know, 3/16 here, maybe a little bigger than 1/4 here. Actually, I think it's more like 7/16. But anyway, so this is the same way that they do it, you know, in street rod shops and you know, people that restore. I'm welding it up. So you're welding it up and regrinding it, and that's all it is. Now, because we've tried to bend it so many times, we got some issues here, but this is all in. So we're going to fill it, and I mean, it's pretty smooth, but I mean, you can see it's off. It's definitely off some, so we're going to have to fill it to get it right. And then I'll get back on, you know, around the edges of this thing, trying to get it all done. Hopefully, I'm hoping it's by the end of this week. You know, it's warming up. It feels good today, believe it or not. And, if it keeps warming up through the week like it's supposed to, then I think it's going to be really nice, and probably, hopefully, have this body sitting on by the end of the week. Now, if it starts warming up really well, we may try to have this thing painted by the end of the week, and we'll see how that works out. But you know, if not, we're at the very least going to get some black primer, flat black or something on it, satin black, and go ahead and get it sitting on the frame. And because I'm kind of aggravated with it, tired of not necessarily tired of messing with it, just tired of not being able to make good progress on it. The progress has just been slow as can be. So all right, let me get at this, and we'll try to get this gap welded up, and then we'll grind it and see what it looks like. Okay folks, I think I'm about finished up for tonight. See, I got a lot of it done. You still need some work, but that's what I was talking about. Just closing the gap up, making it, you know, about right all the way across. So anyway, we'll see how this week goes, and hopefully it'll go good for me, and I'll be able to get this body on there by the end of the week, and everything else is looking pretty good on it. Just the stuff around the trunk's the main thing. A little bit around the dashboard, which won't take long. And I do need to still got to get this panel up to the glass guy to make the glass. And like I said, what I'm going to do on the firewalls, we'll paint it white, and then we'll go with the black checkerboard. And that way, when it's in there, if I decide I want to repaint it, I can repaint it. So we've still got a little work to do on here, but that way we'll just be able to go in and tape off the firewall, paint the rest of the car, and leave the firewall like it is. It's too hard to get to when it's in the car. So anyway, I appreciate everybody watching, and like I said, please just bear with me. We'll get past this stuff and keep rolling on. I got more stuff planned. I got more cars coming eventually, and it's a bad spot there. All right, appreciate it. Bye.